place bets, but if there was any time to put a parlay in, it would be today, because I bet you the Patriots gonna win just off the strength of Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. We saw it last year with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I bet anything. I would be very shocked and surprised.
What if the relationship everyone believed was real love was actually planned from the very start? What if behind the fancy pictures, happy moments, and long periods of silence, there was a truth Cardi B couldn't speak about until now? One night, something surprising happened. Cardi B suddenly went live on Instagram, and people quickly felt that this wasn't just another celebrity talking online. The mood was different. She sounded calm, but there was clear emotion underneath her words. Viewers said it felt like they were watching a hidden truth finally come out. She talked about a man she once trusted, Stefon Diggs. According to her, everything seemed perfect at the start. He was kind, made big promises, and talked about a future together. It felt like something real and lasting. But over time, things began to change. The attention didn't feel the same, and his behavior became harder to understand. Then came a moment that shook her. She claimed she found messages and private conversations on his phone that made her question everything. Cardi also hinted that it wasn't just about him. She felt like some people around him treated her like she was part of a bigger plan, not a partner. Now many are left wondering if it was love at all, or something much more calculated.
Crazy. This could be something wild. So we know that Cardi B is pregnant by Stefon Diggs. They now have a baby on the way. But recently on social media, Stefon Diggs reposted something that was very interesting. So this woman named IM_pre on Instagram reposted him saying, "A piece of my heart. Stefon Diggs, thanks for always having my back no matter what."
What started as a flashy, exciting celebrity romance has now turned into one of the most talked about and confusing breakup stories on the internet. What people once saw as a fun connection between two famous personalities is now surrounded by rumors, questions, and non-stop online debate. At the center of it all are Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. When people first began linking their names together, many were surprised. On one side, you had Cardi B, a bold and outspoken rapper known for her honesty and larger-than-life personality. On the other, Stefon Diggs, a top NFL player focused on his career and performance on the field. They seemed like an unusual match, but that's exactly what made people so interested. Fans quickly became obsessed with the idea of them being together. Videos of them at parties, showing up at events, and laughing in public made it look like they were enjoying each other's company. Social media turned their connection into a trending topic almost overnight. Many people believed this could turn into something serious. But according to people who claimed they were close to the situation, things were not as perfect as they appeared. Behind the scenes, there were already signs of trouble. There were small disagreements, moments where they seemed distant, and growing tension that wasn't visible to the public. At first, these issues stayed private, and those around them thought they would work through it like most couples do. Then came Super Bowl weekend. That time of year is always filled with huge parties, celebrity appearances, and non-stop attention. Famous faces from all over gather in one place, and everything becomes bigger, louder, and more intense. Cardi B was seen everywhere during that weekend, moving through major events and social circles. Stefon Diggs was also around, and at certain moments they were seen together. However, insiders later claimed that something changed during that weekend. While everything looked normal on the surface, the energy between them had already shifted behind closed doors. According to several gossip sources, something happened that night, something serious enough to affect their entire relationship. No one knows exactly what took place, but whatever it was, it didn't stay hidden for long. After the Super Bowl events ended, fans began to notice a difference. The two were no longer being seen together. Their online interactions stopped. There were no more public appearances as a pair. It was like the connection people had been watching suddenly disappeared. First, people were confused. Then the rumors started. Some insiders began telling gossip pages that Stefon Diggs had discovered something during that weekend that made him look at the situation differently. According to these claims, it wasn't just a simple argument or a typical breakup issue. It was something that made him step back almost immediately. One rumor suggested that Diggs told people close to him that he wanted to protect his image and avoid drama that could affect his future. Another claimed he felt like he had gotten involved in something more complicated than he expected. Of course, none of these claims have been officially confirmed. But on the internet, facts aren't always necessary for a story to grow. As soon as these whispers appeared online, everything exploded. Fans began searching for clues. They looked at old photos, past interviews, and social media posts. People started connecting small details and building their own theories about what might have gone wrong. The situation quickly turned into a full online investigation. And then things became even more intense when Tasha K joined the conversation. For those familiar with celebrity drama, Tasha K is known for discussing controversial topics and sharing bold opinions about famous people. When she started talking about the situation, people paid close attention. During one of her broadcasts, she hinted that there might be a deeper story behind the Cardi and Diggs situation. She didn't provide clear proof, but her tone made it seem like there were long-standing rumors about Cardi's personal life that had been discussed quietly in the industry for years. That was enough to push the internet into overdrive. Clips from her discussion spread quickly. Fans began bringing up old headlines and past relationships connected to Cardi B. Online forums filled with people trying to piece everything together. Some believe Diggs may have learned something connected to those past rumors. Others argued that the story was being exaggerated just to get attention. Meanwhile, Cardi B remained mostly quiet in public. She didn't directly respond to the rumors or address Diggs by name. But according to people who claimed to know what was happening behind the scenes, she was upset about how things were being portrayed. Sources suggested she felt the rumors were unfair and damaging. People close to her reportedly believed the situation had been blown out of proportion by gossip pages and social media speculation. Still, the silence from both sides only made things worse. In the world of celebrities, not speaking often leads to even more questions. Every day without a clear explanation gave people more time to guess and create their own versions of the story. The longer it went on, the bigger it became. Soon new claims started appearing. Some gossip pages reported that Diggs had been privately sharing his side of the story with people he trusted. According to these sources, he felt caught off guard by what he experienced during that Super Bowl weekend. At first, these conversations were said to be private. But eventually, alleged screenshots and anonymous posts began appearing online. These posts claimed that Diggs warned others about getting involved in situations filled with celebrity drama. Some even suggested he felt uncomfortable with the environment surrounding Cardi's lifestyle. Again, none of this was verified. But once it hit social media, it spread quickly. Fans began taking sides. Some supported Diggs, saying he was right to step away if things became too complicated. Others defended Cardi B, arguing that she was once again being targeted by rumors without proof. Her supporters pointed out that she has dealt with gossip and criticism for years. As the debate grew, people started digging even deeper. They questioned when Cardi and Diggs first became close. They analyzed past events and appearances, trying to build a timeline of what happened. Questions kept coming up. Why did Diggs suddenly disappear from her public life? Why were people around him hinting that something serious happened? And why hadn't either of them clearly spoken out? At the same time, Cardi continued posting on social media, but in a subtle way. She shared messages about loyalty, betrayal, and protecting your peace. She didn't mention names, but fans quickly started reading into every post. Some believed she was sending indirect messages. Others thought she was preparing to eventually speak out. Those who have followed her for years know that she usually doesn't stay silent forever when she feels attacked. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed that both sides were frustrated. People connected to Diggs reportedly felt he was being unfairly painted as the bad guy. Meanwhile, Cardi's side believed she was being dragged into unnecessary drama. The truth, as always, seemed unclear. What made the situation even more complicated was the pressure of fame. When two well-known people become linked, their relationship doesn't stay private. Every moment gets watched, discussed, and judged. Even small issues can turn into major headlines. Some commentators pointed out that relationships like this often struggle because of the attention. It becomes difficult to separate real emotions from public pressure. Rumors spread quickly, and even small misunderstandings can grow into something much bigger. By this point, the story had taken on a life of its own. What may have started as a private situation between two people had turned into a global topic. Blogs, social media platforms, and online communities were all focused on the same question. What really happened? Some believe Diggs simply chose to step away to focus on his career and avoid distractions. Others thought Cardi may have decided the situation wasn't worth the stress. There were also people who believed the entire situation was misunderstood and had nothing to do with the rumors being spread. But without clear answers, everything remained uncertain. And that uncertainty is what keeps the story alive. Right now, millions of people are watching and waiting. They are looking for any sign, any statement, or any clue that might explain what truly happened during that weekend. The biggest question is simple. Who will speak first? Will Stefon Diggs eventually explain why he stepped away so suddenly? Or will Cardi B address the rumors directly and share her side of the story? If history is any indication, Cardi is not someone who stays quiet forever. If she decides to respond, it could completely shift the conversation and bring new details into the spotlight. Until then, the speculation continues to grow. In the world of celebrities, silence rarely means the end. Sometimes it's just the quiet before something much bigger happens. And right now, this situation feels like it's sitting right on that edge. Whether the truth eventually comes out or not, one thing is clear. What started as a rumored romance has now become one of the most talked about mysteries online. And as long as questions remain unanswered, people will keep watching, guessing, and waiting for the next twist in the story.